We're sitting in a 3-bedroom house on a 7,000 square foot plot. This is the main living space. It had dark walls, dark rooms, old wallpaper, heavy wooden furniture. We are about to start the major works in here.
I see all the extension now, they're quite visible.
Yeah.
Target completion in?
End of Feb.
The Middle East crisis expanding, how the war is spreading.
For a few weeks, activities on site were heavily disrupted. And this is where the pressure really starts to build. Fedi, it's been, I think, 4 months since you were here last.
Yeah.
And we finally have a completed product.
So excited, finally.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a few delays, unexpected here and there in the market.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got there in the end. All right, Fedi, welcome.
Oh, wow.
First impressions?
I love the combination with the travertine and the wood, and this first bit of the entrance really sets the tone for the full house. I also like the fact that there is a wall, so that when you enter you don't see the full house, but you need to walk to explore and have the full discovery.
One of the things, if you remember, is a wooden staircase, but we went for the glass because obviously it adds that nice feature. But I think one of the most important things that we did, which was a last minute change actually, we changed the bottom tile from the travertine, which is the same as the rest, to the quartz, which, if you'll see, matches the powder and the kitchen.
And it gives a nice contrast and character. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, sure. Come on, we'll go through here.
Better than imagining. Actually, I was imagining the spaces, of course, but now that we see it styled, it's quite an impressive house.
These are originally very dingy, they're very small, there's a lot of closed spaces. So the ability to obviously open it all up with the extensions, the light that comes in now, it's so bright. So market data has actually shown us that furnishing and staging the house does increase the value of the property on the resale.
I actually read that one and I think it increases from 1 to 10%.
What's funny with the Type 7s, you know, trying to distinguish where the seating area will go can be quite difficult because you've got this open space here and you've got certain walls that you can't knock down, but we decided that it would sit here.
Swapping it around, actually it makes sense because also you can watch the TV in a very, it's like kind of like not a nook, but it's a cozy area.
I agree.
So I like the layout and the way the spaces are arranged.
I guess here we can sort of say this is open to interpretation.
Yes. Absolutely, it's quite a flexible space. The smart thing when you flip is always leave some room for rearranging later on. Don't give too many indication on how to use the space. So.
And the standout feature of this entire room and the house is the kitchen. We've used the Italian quartz. We've got the area where you're going to do your cooking, which I thought is very important for a social style house, because originally we did have it in the design to have it over here. And again, you know, as we're going throughout, we start to make these little changes and we said, no, you know, we paid a small bit extra because we basically fitted the extractor fan, which fits in there. So you're cooking, you know, you can communicate, you've got your friends or your family sitting there while you're cooking breakfast or dinner. And you know, for me as well, one thing that's really important is the amount of storage that you have. You're not short of any room.
This is actually the way to do it, right? You don't lose any single inch of storage in the kitchen.
No. Yeah, and I mean, you being Italian, you know, if you cook a lot, you know?
No, I don't cook.
No?
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Unfortunately, I'm a fake Italian.
No? We've got the Miele appliances over to the left, and you see we use this like bronze glass throughout with the LED strips as well, which just really adds to that luxury element.
Yeah.
What would you put in there?
No, you can put your glasses, your plates, and so on. This is like a vitrine, The word comes from the French vitre, meaning glass. Traditionally, a vitrine was a glass front cabinet used to display and protect valuable objects. They became popular in Italy and France around the 18th century, when glass was still precious and expensive. It was a way to show taste, family history, and status.
Honestly, I'd move in here myself. Wait, you can't forget there.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you want to do your work,
you can actually work at the counter.
I've actually worked a few times on here.
Really?
Shot a few videos.
Oh, nice. I just came back from Milan Design Week, where I saw all the latest trends about kitchen, and this kitchen is actually ticking most of the boxes, if not all, which are big island for cooking and socializing, darker, warmer finishes, so we can see the darker wood, the quartz that has a lot of character and personality. So these are the latest trends in terms of finishes. We can see also the layered lighting, so there is no strong light on the kitchen and a uniform light, but I can actually play with the lighting, switch on different illumination sources, the ceiling cove, this task light or any other cove there. And finally, the fact that there is a dirty kitchen or pantry where you can actually store away a lot of things, not everything has to be on display.
This is the first guest bedroom. We're on the ground floor now, so if you remember, this was the kitchen.
Yes.
The entrance to the maid's room was there,
Yeah.
which is where the bathroom now is.
Yeah.
And then this was just kind of like led into that room, which is at the back. Of course, we made every single bedroom in here ensuite. So all guest bedrooms, including the master, obviously, are all ensuite.
So it's a 4-bedroom now.
4-bedroom ensuites with all ensuites.
Yeah.
And then again, yeah, the bathroom, which is just, yeah, nice, neutral,
Yeah.
it works. All right, so this is the powder room. As you can see, as I said before, we've got the quartz that matches the stairs in the kitchen, and we've matched the joinery in the powder room to the same as the bedrooms because we have that contrast.
Yes.
When the joinery manufacturers were producing it and they started off in the bedrooms, very quickly we identified that although it worked well in the bedrooms, we said and mutually agreed between us that we can't put that dark wood inside of these rooms. They were able to actually take the new samples and then stop the old joinery production, although it did cost us a small bit extra, and honestly, it was an exceptional last-minute decision, but it definitely paid off. Okay, so the true definition of indoor and outdoor living. Fede, if you don't mind, could you open this one for me? So we've got these beautiful bifold doors. As you can imagine, the kids,
Wow.
they would run from in there,
Yeah.
dirty feet, straight into the pool. Yeah.
I feel like jumping now.
Oh, me too. But you imagine like in the winter, you know, when the weather is perfect,
Yes.
you know, having this fully open and exposed. You got your people cooking food, serving
Yeah.
it inside. You got your barbecue over there.
I really like this landing space where you have the mirror to check on yourself before you go down to the guests. Yeah,
And these little touches are what people notice. It's
Exactly.
important.
And then they can do whatever they want with the space, right? They
Yeah.
want to put pictures or paintings and so on.
Okay, so now we have the 2 guest bedrooms upstairs. What do you think?
Nice, it's a very nice space.
Yeah, it works, right?
Yeah,
It's just the right size. You know, again, we've gone for those glass
Yeah.
elements in the joinery, which just make it, you know, stand out a little bit
Yeah.
more. So all 4 bedrooms in this house have en-suites. But not only that, they also have direct access to a balcony. And in a house like this, especially a family home, a luxury family home, it's very important that we added those features. All of the wardrobe space has been fully maximized. We've gone to the top of the ceiling, so we've got extra space in all of the wardrobes, but also you'll notice the bronze glass and the LED lighting throughout, which again just adds that luxury feeling to it. Master bedroom,
nice.
right?
I feel like in a hotel.
We've done this beautiful headboard with the bronzed glass, which you'll see kind of matches, bronze mirror, which matches a lot of the
Yeah,
glass
yeah, yeah,
colours.
yeah.
We've got the fabric
Finishes.
headboard, plenty of places to plug your phone in, all the little details, and then a lady's favourite area of the master bedroom is undoubtedly the wardrobe. Right, I'm sure I'll find Fede there. Ah,
I'm already here,
Yeah.
I'm manifesting.
yeah, of course. Here we are in the master bedroom wardrobe, and remember we did the extension here.
This space didn't exist.
No.
Yeah.
No, we extended out
Yes.
onto the balcony. So there's now no
Nice.
balcony on that side, which was a pointless waste of space anyway.
Worth
And we
it.
wanted to create this real warm feeling but spacious wardrobe with the carpet as well. I mean, do you think you'd take up this whole space yourself?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course, the
So-
more space you give me, the more I take.
Yeah, so maybe the man can just take this little space here to put his,
I saw there is a nice cupboard on the way, on the entrance
Yeah.
way there.
maybe the other room. Yeah. So as we enter the bathroom, double vanity, of course, very important. Few finishes to mention. We created the niche with the tiles in the back with the LED lights at the top. So again, just adding that depth. We've got the gunmetal grey finish throughout. You'll see this throughout the whole entire house. Added a bit more class than just jet black, which a lot of people do. And of course, we've got the lights, the joinery finish in the middle, and then the enclosure of the toilet and the shower with the doors, again, it just adds another layer of privacy, and it's just that separation from where you're getting ready to where you go in the toilet, and again, where you're showering. So we've got the waterfall shower head and step inside of the shower as well. So for those that want to sit down when they're having one of those days where they feel like they just need to sit down in the shower.
Joe, which kind of bad days are you having that you need to sit down in the shower? It never occurred to me.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, it's generally when if I've partied too hard,
Okay.
then I feel the need to sit down the
makes
next
sense.
morning. Yeah.
3 things I love about this villa are: first, the overall quality of the installation and the finishes. 2, the flow of the space. I love the way they have improved the layout in a way that all the spaces flow naturally. Everything is thought about from the perspective of someone living in here, and there is a lot of natural light. And 3, the finishes are quite luxurious and elevated, are neutral but still with a little bit of character and personality, and most of the spaces are left open to the imagination of the family or the buyer that will live here. If from a design point of view all the improvement and the value added is clear, let's talk about the numbers now.
So we bought this house back at the end of 2025 for 8.45 million dirhams. With all of your fees, plus the cost of around 2.5 million for the renovation, including furniture, we're all in around 11.5 to 11.6. Now, these costs are continually going up. As you know, there is a mortgage on the property. The sell price of this property, pre-conflict, we were hoping to achieve above 14 million. Now, I can't say exactly what we're going to get for it right now. We still hope to be high 13s, but of course, the market has actually shifted a little bit, which was totally out of our control. However, we still expect our investor to walk away with a healthy percentage above 15 to 18%. The overall build time for this property was around 7.5 months, whereas it should have taken around 6 months. But due to unexpected circumstances and delayed, we were pushed back. However, we still delivered and managed to build an incredible house, just waiting for a family to pick it up and purchase their new family home.
When we saw this house at the beginning, it was really difficult to imagine what would have become. It was closed, dark and dusty. But now it's the perfect house for a family that wants to enjoy the Dubai life.
This project certainly tested us from every angle. The approvals, the delays, the construction, the shipping, the market, and everything we couldn't control. But in the end, it's just like sport. You don't win because everything goes perfectly. You win because you stay disciplined, adapt under pressure, and keep executing until the result speaks for itself. And I think this house does exactly that.